Man, these tires are huge. Now on your right, I have the 39-inch BFG KM3 mud terrain, and on your left, I have the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss mud terrain in a 40-inch size. So today, we're going to be going through what exactly the differences are between these two, besides the 1-inch. So that way, if you guys are looking for either the BFG KM3 or the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss mud terrain, you'll know exactly what you're getting into first. All right, there we go. That's much better. I don't feel so tiny now sitting down next to these tires. So first things first, I want to address the overall diameter size issue. BFG KM3, we have 39 inches as its advertised overall diameter. Now with the Mickey Thompson, we have 40 inches as its overall diameter. Now I did go ahead and measure each one of these with a tape measure and a level to make sure that we're getting the most accurate overall diameter measurement possible. And with the BFG KM3, actually came in at exactly 38 inches. Advertised overall diameter is of course 39 inches, so we came in an inch short, which was actually a little bit surprising. I run the KM3 on my International Scout, and I never measured them before, the actual true overall diameter, and now measuring them, I'm kind of a little bit surprised about that, 38-inch tire. Now, Mickey Thompson did come in at 39 3/4 inch, so just a 1/4 inch shy of 40 inches as their listed overall diameter. So very close on the Mickey Thompson, only 1/4 inch away, and of course an inch off on the BFG. So another thing too is right away, you guys are gonna notice that each one of these has a different tread pattern. Overall, it's got a whole different style. The Mickey Thompson has what's called an asymmetrical tread pattern. Asymmetrical is going to mean that the outer or the inner tread design is going to be different than what the outer tread design is. There's a couple of really great advantages to that. One of them being is that it offers a dynamic range of performance for both off-road and on-road. So on-road, you get this little bit tighter grouped together inner center tread pattern that's going to offer you less road noise because the tread lugs are a little bit tighter together. So not as much air in between the tread lugs, and it's going to allow it to be quieter on the road. Whereas the outer inner center tread pattern is going to be bigger, blockier, chunkier tread blocks with a little bit more spacing in between these, which is going to offer you a little bit more off-road performance. And then moving out towards the outer portion of the tread design, the shoulder blocks are angled, which is pretty typical. You're going to see that on a lot of mud terrains, but these are angled one way, and they're different sizes on the outer shoulder block designs compared to the inner shoulder block design. So you even get a little bit more dynamic performance there out of the different designs on the shoulder block. So that helps in both forward progression and reverse progression. So kind of a neat design with the asymmetrical design. Personally, I'm a huge fan of it because I think it just offers that much more versatility out of a tire than your standard what's called a symmetrical design. Symmetrical design just means that the inner and outer designs of the tread pattern are going to be identical. So you're going to have identical shoulder blocks on the outer side of the tire, identical shoulder blocks on the opposite side of the tire. Now, these are obviously facing a different direction. Same thing with the Mickey Thompson. It just allows that forward progression while trying to, go through the mud or snow or whatever it is going forward, but then it also offers additional traction while trying to reverse out of that same situation. Now, surprisingly enough, getting back into the height, the overall diameter of these two tires, Mickey Thompson's almost 40 inches, BFG KM3's 38 inches. Surprisingly enough, the BFG KM3 weighs 88.5 pounds, and the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss MT weighs just shy of 90 pounds. So you're only looking at about 1.5 pounds difference, even though you're getting an extra 1.75 inches of height out of the Mickey Thompson. So I found that rather interesting because you would think, well, smaller tire, smaller diameter tire, it would be maybe more significantly less weight, but it's really only 1.5 pounds difference between these two. I don't know, maybe that's normal. Maybe 1.5 pounds isn't that much of a difference, but either way, you know about what the weights are without the wheels in them. So now another thing that I found pretty interesting as well is the Mickey Thompson has a tread depth of 22 30-seconds, whereas the BFG has a tread depth of 18 30-seconds. So I found it pretty interesting, not only that the KM3 didn't have more of a tread depth, like at least 19, which is a little bit more common with your mud terrains, but 18 is not too far off. But the Mickey Thompson having a 22 30-seconds tread depth is pretty amazing. even as long as I've been doing this, I've never come across a tire that had that much tread depth in the regular, passenger off-road type of tires. So I found that pretty interesting. The other thing is I did measure exactly what it was with a tape measure and found that the tread depth on the Mickey Thompson was 9/16, whereas the tread depth on the KM3 was actually 7/16. And maybe that's the difference between 22 30 seconds and 18 30 seconds. I'm not really sure, but really 7/16 of tread depth and 9/16 of tread depth with the Mickey Thompson. So just wanted to throw that out there because I think most of us are more familiar with tape measure and that kind of measurements over, using the actual tread depth from the tire companies like 22 or 18 30 seconds. So found that a little bit interesting that the Mickey Thompson does have quite a deep tread on it. So found that pretty interesting. And along with the tread depth being a lot more on the Mickey Thompson, the shoulder lugs are also a lot more aggressive on the Mickey Thompson. I mean, these bad boys come out quite a bit compared to when looking at the KM3. So you're really going to get that scooping and digging out of the Mickey Thompson when compared to the KM3. So found that rather interesting as well. You really get quite the aggressive tread pattern coming from the Mickey Thompson. And then along with tread depth, aggressive shoulder lugs, the Mickey Thompson also has quite a bit of siping throughout the tread lugs as well. Not so much on this one tightly grouped together center tread pattern, but on the outer shoulder lugs and then also on the outer inner tread on the center tread has a sipe through it too. So you're going to have a little bit more flexibility with those sipes in the treads themselves to help grip those rocks and grip on slipperier surfaces if it's wet, ice conditions, although mud terrains aren't really known to be that good driving on the road on ice or snow. They tend to slip around quite a bit more than your regular RTs or all-terrains. So, but anyways, a little bit more siping on the Mickey Thompsons compared to the KM3s. Now the KM3s do have siping in them in the center treads, but they're a lot different. They're a lot bigger and they go about halfway down, almost 3/4 of the way down into the center tread blocks there too. So that does allow for a little bit of flexibility out of these tread blocks. And again, you don't want too much flexibility out of the tread blocks that they start to squish around on you and you start to sort of lose traction that way. So pretty decent design here with the rigidity of the tread blocks. Same with the Mickey Thompson. I mean, they're rigid as well. They're not going to be moving around on you a whole lot. So another thing is now tires in general have what's called lateral grooves and longitudinal grooves or circumference grooves that go all the way around the entire tire. You can see clearly here with the Mickey Thompson that you have 3 longitudinal, or what can also be referred to as circumferential grooves going all the way around the circumference of the tire. So one on the inner of the shoulder lugs here, one in the center obviously that goes all the way through, and then also one on the outer part of the tread groove here as well. But then looking over at the KM3, you'll notice that you do have 2 longitudinal grooves going all the way around, or circumferential grooves, but then the center one is a lot more zigzagged as it goes through here. Now, I found that interesting only because this offers, to me in my opinion, this isn't stated as an actual performance fact, but to me it offers a little bit more traction throughout that center tread, only because it offers more angles and more gripping and biting areas than it would with something that is more wide open. And I shouldn't say wide open, I shouldn't use that term, but anything that has, more of a open center groove in it, along with the other 2 grooves along with it. To me, that's almost missing a area where the tires and the tread could bite down on, whereas this one almost completely covers that whole biting area as the tire's rotating around. Now you do have some pretty decent lateral grooves coming through here, so that's going to help evacuate a lot of that mud or snow, water, sand. It's a lot of that loose stuff. It's going to help evacuate that out of the sides of the tires, and not only the sides, but with these larger area grooves here in between all the tread blocks out of the front or back as well too. So this has definitely some advantages with sort of closing off that center longitudinal groove as to biting power and gripping power and biting and traction every time that tire rotates. Not saying that the Mickey Thompson isn't going to have as much traction, but I don't know, I just found that was something interesting to me. But either way, you're still gonna get a lot of forward momentum and forward traction, reverse traction. I don't know, maybe it's just more of an observation over anything, but again, plenty of tread voids in between all of the tread blocks on the Mickey Thompson, same with the KM3. So I think either way, there's gonna be a lot of traction between the two of these. However, I do see the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss Mud Terrain offering even a little bit more additional traction. It's got the deeper tread grooves, it's got the asymmetrical tread pattern for more dynamic range in performance, both on-road and off-road, and it has the more aggressive shoulder lugs on the Mickey Thompson. So I've been running these KM3s, I've had them on my Scout now for a couple of years, year and a half or so to be exact, and these seem to bite really well. I haven't had any sort of traction issues, whether it's lateral, side hilling, forward momentum, reverse momentum, and these things bite and grab at just about anything that I put them through. So I'm extremely impressed with the tread. I even ran my Scout on the road quite a bit too, and these were pretty quiet compared to some of the other mud terrains out there. I can see the Mickey Thompson also be pretty quiet. Now, I haven't ran these Mickey Thompsons myself, but our operations lead, Nick, has ran these and is running them. In fact, these are his tires on his pretty built up Jeep JKU. It's got an LS 6 liter, the LS2 version actually. It's got 1 tons, pretty built up nice. And he ran these down in Arkansas at the Superlift off-road park, and man, these things are impressive. I saw him walk through some stuff and crawl over some things that were pretty sketch, but Mickey Thompson's held up pretty nice down there. But not saying the KM3s are bad or anything like that. I don't want to give a bad impression that the Mickey Thompsons are just so much better, but they do really perform well. So then how about the tires' toughness? How do they compare? Well, both of them do have a 3-ply thickness, a 3-ply sidewall. The Mickey Thompson has what's called their Extreme Ply XD, which they do add a little bit more heavier denier to that outer cord, it's called, so that it offers more puncture and cut resistance. Plus their sidewall tread is also pretty aggressive, so that'll help combat some of those punctures and some of those cuts from getting in too far into the sidewall. The BFG, they have what's called Core Guard technology, so they also have a 3-ply sidewall as well. I'm not 100% sure exactly what Core Guard means either, so between PowerPly XD and Core Guard technology, I'm guessing that both of them just have really strong sidewalls, so designed to be obviously puncture resistant, cut resistant, so you're going to have a lot more insurance and a lot more confidence there, and just more overall security that your sidewalls are going to hold up. And both of these are also C-load rated, so means you're good up to about 3,900 to about 4,000 pounds of load rating per tire. C-load offers you a little bit more pliability within that sidewall. Even though it's a strong, thick sidewall, you will get a little bit more flex, so it's great for airing down out in the trails to get you that extra footprint, which gets you that extra traction. So then as far as availability, the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss Mud Terrain is available to fit wheels from 15-inch size and diameter all the way up to 24-inch size diameters, way out of our wheelhouse. We're good up from about 15 to about 20. And the BFG KM3 will fit 15 up to about 22-inch wheel diameters. And then as far as pricing, both the 39-inch KM3 and the 40-inch Mickey Thompson are around the same price. They average about that $545 a piece for each of these tires. And that's obviously if you're looking to go with a larger tire, but prices vary depending on the size all the way down the line for both of these. So, all right guys, well that is all of the differences in the comparisons that I can think of anyways. So if I did forget anything, definitely make sure and let us know in the comments below. Also guys, make sure and let us know if you had the option, which one would you guys choose? Definitely make sure and let us know in the comments below. And of course you can find these tires right on our website. It's TrailBuilt Off-Road. Plus we'll have a link posted in the description to make it nice and easy to find. As always guys, we appreciate all of you for watching and all of your support. I'm Josh from TrailBuilt, and we'll see you guys out on the trails.